Women of Essence, Internet Radio and TV Network. Women of Essence, Internet Radio and TV Network.
I told you she was. I said put some stuff on the floor. Good afternoon. How you doing today? This is Crystal Brody Smith coming to you, and I want to say welcome to today's segment. We're so happy to have you here today. I want to welcome you to another edition of Keep Hope Alive, where we are going to discuss today about what we were born to be, and that is born to be a millionaire. I'm excited today because I have with me today Miss Lisi Blackman. Some of you know her as Lisi Hobson. She hails out of North Carolina. She's originally out of Chicago, and this young lady is a philanthropist, and she has had millionaire status, and she can tell us some things. She is a person that is helping people all across the USA and in other countries right now. And she has a wealth of knowledge to bring to us today to help us to understand the mindset of individuals. As I do this show, one of the things I try to do is always bring people that I think can help us to expand. And one of the things that we want to expand on today is trying to find out what it is that's keeping us bound. And I did some research, everybody. And for those of you that are coming in right now, I just want to remind you, you are on the Women of Essence radio show right now. We want to thank Darlene Mingo and the SIBN Network and everyone and all the co-hosts that are always out here continuing to empower people this is what we aim to do. We aim to bring you information to empower you. My job is to give you a hope story. My job is to give you a hope story, okay? And so, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I have to mention to you, Niecy Hopkins, a.k.a. Niecy Blackman, is a young lady that I feel as though can help you with your current situation, because a lot of times people think that they are not able to achieve certain things. We watch all these celebrities on TV, and we seem to think that, that's a fantasy world, and what they don't realize is that that is something that we can all attain. And let's think back for a minute to when we were children. When we were children and somebody asked us, what do we want to do? What do we want to be when we grow up? And think about little things, little challenges. We just might want to take a cookie out the cookie jar. And there was nothing stopping us from putting our hand in that cookie jar and getting it. You know what I'm saying? It's like we did whatever it is we wanted to do. And then when we dreamed big. And there was nothing hindering our thought process of dreaming big, But somehow when we go through as an adult and life begins to happen to us, things happen to cause us to change that mindset. And so this young lady is going to help us today. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the psalm and introduce the others. Miss Niecy Blackman, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. So, Miss Blackman, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about Niecy Blackman. A lot of people don't know you. They don't know why I chose you for this topic. They don't know your story. They don't know your background. They don't know what you can do and your thought process and how you have changed people from the fixed mindset to a growth mindset. So before we talk about us being born as a millionaire, first tell people, who is Niecy Blackman?
Once again, I want to thank you for allowing me to be on your show today and to reach millions of people throughout the United States. Technology is unbelievable. So, guys, I want to share who is Niecy. First of all, I'm a caring and loving person who believes in assisting many to get to where they need to get to. I've always had that helping spirit as a kid, and it has continued on as I've grown up. And one thing that you want to learn about me is this. I'm very simple. I'm a very ordinary person. I'm not an individual. Hey, you're going to learn one thing now. I'm very funny. But you're also going to learn that I believe in helping people to get to where they need to get to. One thing about me also, yes, I am a college graduate from Northwestern University. I did attend St. Augustine, but I left. Why? Because I had a daughter to die early, and I wanted to move away from this area. And when I moved away from this area, it got to the time where I wanted to explore life, because when you're young, you want to explore life. And so I went back home to Chicago, attended Northwestern University. Guys, a lot of people don't know that part of me is that I have 2 degrees. Why? Because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I became a finance person, and then I wanted to do medical. But then one thing someone doesn't know is that I had a brain tumor. And so when I had that brain tumor, I didn't want to keep staying in school because I was like, God, this is really bothering me. But God delivered me from that. I didn't never have to have surgery. But then I also had a child to die at an early age, guys. So I've had a lot of triumphant situations to take place in my life. And then in the midst of that, I decided to come back to North Carolina to grab a young man that was very dear to me. We were in school, but we were married for over 20-some years. And so I came back here to North Carolina. We went back to Chicago. And so I worked in my field and finance, and then I started working as a physician assistant. Guys, when I left that, I decided to do something different. And that was to start my own business. And see, one thing that my instructor told me in school is that he said, for you to have something, you got to be able to have a plan B. And guys, I had a plan B and loved it, loved what he showed me, because he showed me not just to go to school and not just to get a job, but he showed me how to invest. See, as growing up, I didn't know how to invest. But I come from a comfortable home that was a middle-class family. So, in middle class, we live paycheck to paycheck, okay? And then as being poor, what do? We live day by day. But then as you become a millionaire, you become to understand to live decade to decade. So, guys, what I want you to understand is this is going to be fun. I'm here today to show you through even adversaries, you still can get to where you need to get to. Back to you, Kristen.
Come on, let me ask you a question. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, I don't know if you heard what she said, but, we all go through things in life, and we have some obstacles, and we have setbacks, and we have things that take us downhill and depress. Miss Hopkins, I'm going to call you Niecy if it's okay, because I know some people know you as Niecy Blackman, some people know you as Niecy Hopkins, but today we're going to call her Niecy. And some people even call you Director Niecy because of your status in your current company. But you said you lost a child. You said you had a brain tumor. Those are two major issues that for some people would have caused them to regress, possibly lose their mind, possibly just slip into depression, slip into all kinds of stuff. So how did you, before you even got into where you are, how did you get out of that? How did you get past all of that? What can you tell somebody that may be going through something, listening right now, that is equivalent to what you went through? What could you tell them, and how can they overcome this situation and continue to press forward for whatever they're trying to do?
Guys, let me share something real quickly with you. I'm going to give you an overview. I lost a child at an early age, and so within 10 years, I went through a serious depression. I was on Prozac, and you would have never known, because I was the type of person that you never allow people to see what you're going through. And so I did a great cover-up. I guess that's why I became a comedian, because I was able to allow things that was bothering me to stay embedded in me, but not to show it out, because I had to keep my head up. But then from even losing a child and saying that I never could have another one, being with a husband that we literally had 9 different opportunities to have kids, but they never did live. So, guys, you're looking at an individual that had just not just one child to die at 2 years old, but you're looking at someone within 4 stillborns. Then you're looking at someone that had 3 miscarriages. And then, so, guys, you're looking at something that would devastate the average person. But I got into many different groups that allowed me to go through my adversaries outside of dealing with depression. Guys, wanted to take her life away, dealt with the brain tumor, dealt with the seizures, dealt with, guys, even a stroke as I've gotten older, dealt with going through different heart procedures. And now right at this moment, I'm dealing with bone cancer. I don't tell people my issues and circumstances because I want you to feel sorry for me. I tell you my issues and my circumstances because if you still want to make it in life, you will be able to do that, but your mindset has to be fixed on a growth mindset. Guys, I got around individuals that had a mindset that where I wanted to be, I tapped into them. I got into individuals that motivated me. I love being around older people because they teach wisdom. When you sit down and you're able to see what others have done, where they have came from, and you take a brief look at yourself in the mirror, God says, if you want to be like me, look at yourself. See, guys, you got to understand that if you are broken up, stand in the mirror and say, God, well, help me help me fix these cracks. And see, if you want to be able to fix the cracks that's going on in your life, if you want to stop being in the place where you are, you got to be able to look in the mirror and say, I want change. Change starts with you. If you want to know how I did it, how I became a millionaire, I never forget when I was attending a church, Word of God, and I sat with Bishop in a class one day, and he said, if you want to make it, you got to understand what God is telling you. See, the first book that we have to become anything that we want to be in life is the Bible. What a lot of people don't understand is it has already been written for you. You have to understand what has been, the plan is already played out. when we were created, God gave us our parents. He picked those parents so that we could be able to do the things that we need to do that he already set forth. When we mess up as human beings, we fall off course and we forget the plan. And see, the plan is already written. The thing is, do you know how to go back and get into the plan? See, there are many millionaires. The first millionaire is God because he set the plan. You got to understand the plan has already been written. When those men and women get up there and speak to you, the plan is written, and it's up to you to follow. It's just that we individually become motivators for individuals to understand how to follow the plan.
Wow. Now, you brought the Bible in there. We know that, wow, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and God is the beginning. You can't do nothing without going through him. And in that book, that blueprint that we all have, some people use it, some people don't, in Ecclesiastes, it says money answers all things. And when people try to become a millionaire, it's because they want the money. So let me ask you something, Nishi. People think they want millionaire status because they think it's glamorous. They think it's going to get them all these material things. They think it's going to get them the disposition with power. Talk about that a little bit. I mean, what is it about being a millionaire? I mean, sometimes people think it means that they're going to get it and they're going to keep it. And, sometimes people get it and they don't keep it because, you got tax issues, you got a whole lot of stuff. So people really don't understand what comes with all of that. What is the first thing that you would say to someone that's striving and they saying, I want to be a six-figure earner. I want to make this money. I want to change and be in a different income bracket. What is the first thing that you would tell somebody in that situation? And then my second question is to you. You said something powerful. You said you like to be around older people. You said you were around people of influence, people who always were feeding you with knowledge and guiding you. Talk about that, too. Talk about the importance of having the type of network where you want to have people that are always constantly helping you to grow and not the people that are not exactly going in the direction you're heading. So two things, if you can elaborate on those, that would be great.
First of all, guys, let me help you with something. I'm going to start off by saying, do you understand what a fixed mindset is? People believe their basic qualities, like their intelligence or talent, are simply fixed traits. They spend their time documenting their intelligence or talent instead of developing them. They also believe that talent alone creates success without effort. Well, guess what, guys? You're wrong. So you got to understand that if you want something in life, you got to go after this. Look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan wasn't the best basketball player. Yes, I went back in time. Michael Jordan wasn't the best basketball player because all of a sudden he became number one throughout his life. No, he practiced. He studied. He was coachable. God, do you understand that his brother was better than him? Wow. He actually was. He was not the one that was playing the ball all the time in grammar school, in middle school, in high school. You got to understand he started at a later age. His brother was the one that taught him. See, what you got to understand is if you want something in life, you got to go find out what the ones that made it in life, what they did. Yeah. And so with the growth mindset, guys, what is a growth mindset? What do you all really understand what growth mindset is? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Let me tell you what growth mindset is. Growth mindset is that you're able to change. A growth mindset is this right here. And I'm going to give you a few things. It's not going to be much, but a growth mindset, guys, is that you are in charge of how smart that you can become. Wow. Say that again? You are in charge of how smart that you can become. So a growth mindset achieved starts within you. Anything that you want in life is right there for it. It's just that you got to go for it. You got to be able to accept. Now watch this. You got to be able, listen to this, I apologize. You got to be able to accept change. Change starts with you. When you're fixed, you're not going to change. Let me help you with something. If you are constantly sitting at home right now because I told you all the adversaries that I've gone through, and you're saying, oh, my God, she's gone through everything. I mean, why is she even doing this? Why? Because my mindset is not fixed on my problem.
Right. That's good.
My mindset is fixed on opportunity.
Yeah.
My mindset is fixed on walking that stage of anywhere to receive my promotion because of the growth that I've been around to get me there. I talk to individuals that are beyond where I want to be reached, where I am able to reach. Let me tell you something. When a person of a status speaks, I listen. It starts with listening. It starts with accepting where your issues are. Because when a person pours into your life, they're not pouring in to benefit them. They're pouring in to benefit you. And see, if an individual sees something in you and they're telling you it's time for you to take heed. I think the next question that you asked me, Crystal, and I'm trying to remember, can you repeat that second question that you asked me?
Yeah, you messed me up with that. You made me almost forget the question I asked. Oh, my goodness. I think it had something to do with once you get the money, a lot of times it's some things they need to be prepared on for taxes and the way of spending habits and things of that nature. People think it's just about the glitter and the glamour. They want money for power and stuff like that. But let's talk about how to educate people to prepare. If you think you want to be at that level, if you think you want to be a millionaire, what do people need to do to prepare? I mean, not just the people that they're around, because we talked about that a little bit. You have to have the right network of people teaching you, but what do they need to know about their spending habits, about taxes, about things of that nature? And then we'll go into the most powerful thing after that, and that's going to be the change. You talked about change, because once you do get it, you change the people that you hang around. You change because your mindset changes, so you no longer do the same thing and go to the same places. So those are the things I just wanted to elaborate a little bit, to kind of give people something to really think about, because they don't think about that part. They don't understand the dynamics of it from the financial standpoint. Can you elaborate on the responsibility from the financial standpoint when you get into that bracket?
Guys, before I even go there, let me give you some reasons or characteristics of a millionaire mindset. Your thoughts and the way you think attracts everything in your life, including success. So the most successful people of all times were interviewed to determine what it was that made them wealthy and made them run. You got to have a big enough why, guys. Your why got to be big enough. Without a big reason why you are roadkill, you hear what I'm saying? This has to be something inside of you that continues to drive you every day. Powerful enough to overcome all the distractions of life. That's why everything I've gone through, honey, that ain't no distraction to me. That's for me to work even further where God has laid out for me. The second thing is pick a few personal targets that really motivates you. A target is defined as a definite major purpose. Choose a few targets that focus on them throughout the day. By doing so, you will always have a target to hit. Without a target is no different than a ship not having a course or even a map to see where they're going. See, if you don't know where you're going in life, you're going to be going everywhere. You're going to be making stops that you don't need to stop. You're going to be allowing people to come into your life that don't need to come into your life. You're going to allow situations. You don't raise your kids, guys. Let me help you now with something. I don't have children. No, I don't, but I got 23 godchildren. You don't raise your kids. Give them to God. At a certain age, give them to God. You've got to allow them to make the mistakes so that they can be able to be the person that they need to be. Guys, the next thing is have a work hard mentality. A millionaire does not sleep. If they do, they own a boat somewhere chilling. You got to understand that I am up. I am up, guys, at 2 and 3 in the morning. People ask me, did you ever go to sleep? Yes, I do. But when God gives me a vision, when I become that visionary, he gives me a vision, I am going to act on it. That's how I am even in my business. Everybody don't understand me. Why? Everybody think that Nisi is soft. Don't get it twisted. I'm not. But what you got to understand is I believe in showing others to get to where I've been. Yes, there is a promised land here on earth, but you got to want to get there. You got to be able to do the work. Have an action mindset, guys. Henry Ford is a great example of having an action mindset. Mindset. Look, what he accomplished. Action is the key ingredient to wealth and abundance, and also what separates the rich from the poor. Don't get upset when individuals are financially. Don't get messed up, guys, when people are financially wealthy and you're like, oh, he or she think they something. That's not true. Their mindset has changed. Number 5, don't just take action, take massive focus action. Personal finance best-selling author Robert Kiyosaki uses this acronym. Follow one course until successful. Focus. Follow one course. One course. Not 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One course until you're successful. Let's face it, guys. Life observes time away from us, and it is so easy to get sidetracked, and that's why it's so important to stick to one path, one multi-level, because we're going to talk about that quickly, one multi-level convention, okay, one multi-level business, and challenge and change your energy with laser focus until successful. Only then should one take another course. You become successful in one, then you take on the other one. What's the next thing? Activity is what creates results, not positive thinking. Now, what do I mean by that? As great as positive thinking is, to keep with positive emotions without activity, you cannot succeed. That's why positive thinking alone without action of activity is dead. Have a long-term perspective. The majority of people who are out for success fail because people simply quit on themselves.
Wow. Say that again. That was good. Say that again.
The majority of people who set out for success fail because simply they quit on themselves. Look, becoming a millionaire is not something that is going to be easy or happen overnight. It requires having a long-term perspective. You must be willing to be in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
Did you go to school and quit? If you did, and then you went back, then you're beating yourself up. But then you went back. Did you tell your job, I'm only giving you 30 days until I get the money that I'm getting? No, you didn't. You're still working. But now I'm going to give you a plan B to help you how to understand how you need to invest. But you must really like your product or service. People, you got to understand whatever you are doing in life, you got to be a product of the product. People will look at you because of that. They're not going to get in the business because of what it is. They're going to get it in the business because of how you show production within yourself. Your business will become how you treat it, guys. Do not be afraid of failure. Embrace it. It is okay to start over as long as you start over with a purpose and a focus. Embrace everything. Guys, I got so many more that I can tell you, but one thing that I want to tell you about, one thing that Ms. Crystal said to us is about embracing the opportunity of multi-level marketing. You got to understand that multi-level marketing is one of the top reasons why there are so many millionaires throughout the United States. It's not not one of those things are what you go through every day, and that's your job. Because the top-notch person right now is the one that's getting, okay, the benefit, not you. Okay, I'm sorry. You might got health benefits. You might got 401k, but who's doing all the work? Multi-level marketing in the business of what I'm doing, I love it. I love it. I love Planet Marketing. I love Mr. Donald Bradley because of why? This gentleman followed these rules that was laid out before. He followed the plan. He followed the rules of life that God has gave him, and he followed the plan. And what he did was let me show others to do the same. And so, guys, yes, I can tell you about becoming a millionaire. It was a wonderful feeling, but I also can tell you going back to a way that I was because of individuals that was into my company that stole over several millions of dollars from me, that set me back, but it did not change me. It did not take my mindset away. And so what I want to tell you is you got the opportunity to do it. The thing is called just do it. Back to you, Chris.
Wow. So that, that has to do with trust and time. We bring people in our circle, and I thank you for sharing that once again. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about how we're all born to be a millionaire. I am Crystal Brody Smith, your Hope Catalyst, and you're listening to Miss Niecy Blackman, a.k.a. Niecy Hopson, a young lady who helps people who has been there, who understands what it takes to get there. She understands the mindset, and she understands exactly what to do to press past any type of obstacles that we may have in life. And what she's doing is she's sharing with us how to continue to go forward, even though we have those setbacks. She's giving us different types of nuggets. What we're doing is we're giving some lunchtime nuggets, y'all. While you're sitting at the table, while you're stuffing your face, we want to give you something practical. She's doing a couple of biblical principles, too. We got to, the word is going to be something, but we do know everybody's not spiritual, so we're trying to give you the spiritual and the practical, okay? We are sitting here, and we are trying to educate you because we understand that some people are thinking they can't become a millionaire. What do you say to those people before we go on? I just want to switch it just a minute. There's some people who think they're not worthy, they're not able, they're not good enough, they're not smart enough. They don't have confidence. They don't have the esteem. They don't have the desire. They're content with what they're doing. They think that's all they need to be doing. They're content with paying bills and going paycheck to paycheck. They're content with their job. They're content and satisfied, not, having any type of ambition to do anything more. What would you say to those people?
Well, one thing, guys, I didn't realize what time it was. I could give you the rest of the characteristics. But one thing, I'm glad that she said that because you got to be teachable. Okay, now listen to what I mean by that. When you're green, you're growing. When you're green, you're growing. When you're right, you're rotten. A major part of having a millionaire mindset has to do with always being teachable. So that means that you have to be able to understand just because you went through does not mean that you have to stop. Just because you feel that you're not worthy means that you cannot create a plan. That's why I talk about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So success is a journey and nor a destination. Don't even think you know it all or you would not know from within. So within you, think of a product. Look, let me tell you something. If you got a dream, and you've always had a dream, work on it. What happens is a lot of us get married, and we forget our dream. And we help our spouse with theirs. Then we have children. We help our children with their dream, and we forget ours. And then you lay in that bed 20 years later and you look and say, I should have, would, could have, but I didn't. But see, where does it start with? The mind. See, you got to understand that you imagine so much within your mind. Do you understand that there are over 50,000 thoughts of imagination? 50,000 thoughts of imagination every day. And so if you are imagining success, it's going to become success. That's powerful. your pipeline full at all times. Without customers or prospects, you cannot grow your business. So guess what? If you don't even have a business yet, keep your pipeline of your mind full of growth, not of failure, not of doubt. Because if you do that, you will be filled at all times and you will experience momentum. Guys, and ask, what would it take to be the best whatever? You might be the best cook. You might be even the best dog walker. Okay? And what one thing can I do today to massively build my business or my mind? Guys, the phone is your best friend. A millionaire mindset has to overcome the fears and replace it with faith, as the phone is one of the most effective tools to grow in your business. Don't talk to people into what you have. Show them what you have. Don't become pushy, guys. True marketers don't have to convince people to join their deal or become their customer. A good marketer simply supplies the demand of what they have. Okay? I got 3 more and then we're finished. Start where you are at right now. Most people wait for the perfect time to become successful. And guess what, folks? That time does not exist. The perfect time is none other than right now. Be honest and avoid all opportunities based on greed. If your business, your what you want, your dream, I don't care, your opportunity isn't based upon integrity and honesty, then run the other way as fast as you can. That's why I like Mr. Donna Bradley. The honesty and the integrity of that man is such a great characteristic. All things based upon greed would not be around for long, so don't get caught up, guys. Have a prospecting mindset. Look to infinite intelligence for help. Ask and you shall receive. Okay? As you have success, be grateful and express the gratitude to others. Guys, I'm telling you, any and everything that you want in life is out here. Back to you, Chris.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been listening and by now you have some questions, you have some thoughts, you have some comments, I wanted to remind you that you can call in, and the number is 781-448-0411. Once again, the number is 781-448-0411. 0411, because you may have some thoughts, you may have some comments. We're talking about this being something that we're born to do. We talked about at the beginning how we know as children we tend to have open mind as children. As children, we're not afraid. We leap out there, and I had a young lady to call in. She's a school teacher. Her name is Miss Lauren. And Miss Lauren asked a question or just make a comment. I think she had a comment about children and the difference between the child mindset and an adult mindset. Miss Lauren, what would you say? First of all, say hello to the people and tell the people that you work with children. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Laura Faison, and I am an educator, and I do work with young children. And yes, young children's minds are open they're like sponges. They just take in everything and they receive everything that is given to them, and they run with it. But as we get older, something happens along the way. So, yeah, we have to get that childlike mind and being able to.
Wow. So you see, guys, what I'm saying is you got to go back to thinking like a baby. Go back to thinking, when we used to get on that bicycle and we weren't afraid to fall off, we would fall, but we get back on it. We keep going. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. If you believe in yourself, and I know we talked about some people not being confident in themselves because they got knocked down, because something happened in life, because they had some losses. Miss Nisi told you what she's been through, and I mean, come on now, come on. If you didn't find yourself there, then you won't find yourself at all. I mean, she talked about it from She talked about it from a health standpoint. She talked about a serious situation, a serious loss. She talked about, medical standpoint. She talked about some different things. She talked about leaving, stopping school and stopping education and having to change and go back and start all over, relocating. So, I mean, if you find yourself in a situation like that where you're leaving and running, running from something, then, you can't run. You can't run and hide from yourself. So if you have some things that you really want deep down and you really feel like you were born to be more than what you are now, or, tap into the people around you that can feed you with something. Now, Miss Niecy started telling you some situations and telling you about some opportunities. There may be other opportunities out there. I think that what she's trying to get you to understand is that she's found something that she believes works. And what we want you to know is that if you are around any individual, and I'm familiar with what she's talking about because I, too, also do work along with her as well, but what we're trying to get you to understand is you have the capability to be a millionaire. You have the capability to do whatever it is you want to do. Tap into people around you that are doing it. Don't question yourself, and just continue to grow your network, learn. She told you some valuable things about that. And we just want you to know that it's possible. Stop thinking that everything is only what you see on the TV. Stop thinking that it's only those people in Hollywood. Go ride out. Go see some houses and go see in neighborhoods that you would never ever imagine yourself being in, and start imagining yourself being in those houses. Go walk up into the house. Go ask to see the house. You know what I mean? Go act like you're gonna buy one of those houses and act like it's yours. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you want to do for sure. You definitely don't want to continue to do the things that you do now and stay in the environment you're in now. You have to expose yourself. Would you agree to that, Ms. Hopkins? The people need to expose themselves to more. Expose yourself to the things that you want. Start doing it daily, not just in your mind, but physically. Go places, do things, shop in stores you never thought you could shop in. Regardless, they don't know you don't have money in your pocket. Act like you got the money. Try the stuff on. What you say to that, Ms. Niecy?
Guys, let me give you something. Most people that have a fixed mindset feel threatened by the success of others. But a growth mindset finds lessons and inspiration in the success of others. And so what Crystal is saying is that you got to step out your comfort zone. Okay? You got to understand, most people that have a mindset get defensive or give up easily. But a growth mindset persists, is very persistent in the face of setbacks. So see, when you see the effort as a path to learn from criticism, you'll be able to accept that. Now, why am I going that way? Because for you to get into a business of multi-level marketing, you got to be able to become coachable and understand that I know a lot of you all, and I am going to say this because I said it, a lot of people don't like our current president. Okay, but let me share something with you. He was a very successful man, okay, business-wise, because he set forth of what he wanted to achieve, okay? Now, I don't know some of the ways that he got it, but some of the ways is that he stayed focused. And he today wishes, and I'm not speaking about him being the president, but he today wishes that he would have stepped into multi-level marketing. There are millionaires right now that have businesses that wish they would have stepped in multi-level marketing. Why? Because it is the number one. It produces numerous of millionaires throughout the world every year. People that are just like you and I, the average blue-collar worker and the average white-collar worker.
Let me ask you something. What is it for the person who's listening right now that doesn't know what multi-level marketing is? What exactly is multi-level marketing?
Guys, multi-level marketing is the best opportunity in the world that was ever given to me. Yes, you're looking at a person that literally has been very successful, but the one thing about multi-level marketing is that it has given me the opportunity to view life differently. That's what multi-level marketing has done. Multi-level marketing, guys, is called to some, okay, pyramid selling, network marketing, and referral marketing. But it is a marketing strategy for the sale of product or service where the revenue of the multi-level company is derived from non-salary workforce. So, guys, what I'm telling you is this is not a pyramid. A multi-level marketing company has to have a product or service, okay? You have to have a product or service, okay? I'm going to say it again because I like to repeat it 3 times. You have to have a product or service to offer for a solution.
So that's good. So, and I've seen a lot of people talk about that too. And so multi-level marketing, and I see that they talk about millionaires, and many millionaires have been made out of the multi-level marketing industry. A lot of people just believe in, like you said, the work industry. But in multi-level marketing, as I've done my research, I noticed that you have people from all professions. I even saw something where there was a young lady, her and her husband were in law enforcement. They were detectives. They were from the fraud department and all that. And they are some top multi-level marketing. And they educated people on the difference. So you're correct. They always. So now, so what I hear you saying is that, and I do agree, anybody out there right now, regardless of what it is that you're choosing to do, they need to find a plan B, and it needs to be, if they're smart, if they're doing the research, they need to get involved with something that has to do with multi-level marketing, and then they will be successful in trying to reach their goals and become a millionaire because that's a sure win-win. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Well, yes, but then now let me help you with this because I want to go back to something I said. Multi-level marketing is also referred to as network marketing or direct sales. Okay? So you heard me talk about that pyramid in the wrong aspect, but I was letting you know it's not a pyramid scheme. Multi-level marketing, what I just shared with you, okay, is a network, is also referred to as network marketing or direct sales. And that's when I told you about the good and the service. Now, yes, it is a way for you to become a millionaire, but it's not going to be easy. It is not easy. You can become a millionaire selling pooper scoopers, okay? But you got to be persistent. So you got to follow what is laid before you to run this race. A lot of people do not like to accept certain things because, first of all, let's go back. It's something what Ms. Brody said. What I like, she said, there are individuals that are doctors, lawyers, police officers that are in this business that receive a 6-figure salary. Okay, some of them even make more in this than they do in their business right now. Oh, the benefits of the taxes is unbelievable. But what you got to understand is you got to become persistent and be able to shift. That's why I talked about the mindset early. You got to be able to shift your mind to get in the midst of this. And if you got leaders and mentors and coaches that are right there before you that is going to guide you into this, it can be done. Those individuals, guys, come into your home. These are individuals that have 6-figure salaries. We have an individual, Mr. Donald Bradley, which is a creator of Planet Marketing, guys, that literally will come into your home if you come up under him. Just an average guy that will hold his hand up and say, your hands are just like mine, but where's your mind? Guys, if you're sick or tired of being sick or tired, we have opportunities that can take you there. The first multi-level marketing person that ever walked this earth is God. Why? He went out and got 12 bad disciples.
Wow.
And he taught them. He teach them. He motivated them. He gave them his vision, his word, and they followed. That's the first multi-level marketing person there was. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
So that's why I talk about that book. That's why I talk about the book of the imagination. And so what I'm saying to you is, guys, imagine what you want and it's here. We have it for you. If you're interested in Planet Marketing, if you want to be able to receive a month and it's only 4 weeks, hello, we got it. We teach you how to become flexible with your time, with your freedom, with your personal freedom, and with your finance freedom. We teach you that because a lot of us don't know it. And you are in the right place at the right time because the momentum is powerful. We are in a company that literally within 2 years have developed 28,000 agents throughout the United States, and we are in 23 different countries. That is unbelievable. Guys, you are in the right place. You're listening at the right time. You're getting fed, not with just your lunch food, but you're getting fed with your spiritual food, and you're definitely getting fed with a different mindset food for thought.
So now tell them now, so if people want to get in touch with you, tell them how they can reach you. What is the contact information? How can they find you on Facebook, or is there a number? How can people get with you if they want to hear more about this mindset? And also, I know, we know that Warren Buffett said, never rely on a single source of income. You must invest to create a second source. So what we're trying to do is just remind people out here what Warren Buffett said, and everybody knows who Warren Buffett is. If you don't, you might want to Google him, because if he said it, you may want to just do it. So I'm going to let Miss Niecy give you her contact information so that you can get more details. If you heard something today that touched you, that provokes you, that inspired you, that encouraged you, that reminded you, that reshifted you, that makes you want to try to get up out of that slump that you may be in, or just makes you want to look into getting an alternate way to having an additional income, or just maybe if it's something that just makes you want to try to be a millionaire, it's not just a game show. A lot of times people like to watch that show, but it's not about the TV, guys. This is real life. We're giving you real life. We're telling you stories that are happening to real people. We're seeing it. We're living it. We're doing it. So we're just trying to share it with you. Once again, my name is Crystal Bodie Smith. I'm your Hope Catalyst. You're listening to the Women of Essence show. This is Keep Hope Alive. I want to shout out once again Darlene Mingo from the Women of Essence and all our co-hosts and the SIBN network. I want to thank you. We're here on Tuesdays at 12 noon. And once again, you can go back and play this back. If you're listening to it live, we thank you. If you're replaying it, just type in replay and let us know. Let us know where you're coming in from. And if you have a story that you would like to share, if you have a hope story, if you have something that you think is going to help encourage somebody else, that's going to help them, if you're willing to be transparent, because our testimony is what frees other people. If you're willing to do that, then we have something for you. Like next week, we have the young lady who's the mother of a child who committed suicide. That's going to be powerful. I have another young lady coming up with domestic violence. So we're going to be bringing you things not just to help you to better your financial situation, but we want to do things just to help you all around. So I just thank you for coming through. That is what my mission is, to stir you up, instill hope, and to save your life as a catalyst, And I'm also a catalyst which also can help you with those things like Miss Niecy was talking about. So I'm a well-rounded person, and so we're coming to you because we want you to know we care. We care about the people. It's more about people than profit, and that's what we're about. So in closing, I'm going to ask Miss Niecy to give you her information, and so you can reach her. And then I'll come back and give you my information. And I just thank you for coming through. So, Ms. Niecy, please let the people know, once again, how they can reach you if they like more information.
Guys, I know everybody is out there on, I guess you could say, out there on social media. Niecy Blackmon, Nese Blackmon, Blackmon. That's on Facebook, guys. Just going to keep it real with you. I'm also a comedian, so you want to reach me on Instagram, Comedian Mondu. But, guys, also, if you want to just reach me personally, I'm an on-hands person. I love the 101. I don't have a problem with giving out my personal telephone number. I'm not giving you out my business line or my agent's number. I'm giving you my number. My number is 919-672-8305. And guys, if you want to tap into an opportunity of a lifetime, an opportunity where we believe in helping others to leave a legacy for their family, not to leave a bill, we're going to leave a will. Guys, let me tell you who you need to contact. Planet Marketing / Nisi Blackman. Planet Marketing / Nisi Blackman. Denise Hobson, please forgive me. I use both of my names, Denise Hobson. So Planet Marketing / Denise Hobson. Guys, that is spelled DENNESE Hobson, HOPSON. And once again, I really enjoyed this opportunity to reach out to you all, and I enjoyed the opportunity with Ms. Crystal Bodie Smith. And guys, as she say, we are in this together to keep hope alive. Bless you, and God bless.
This has been your lunchtime nugget for today. We sincerely hope that you are full and that you have digested what you have heard today. Meet us back here next week, same time, same place. Share this information, and please remember to tell somebody when you see them to keep hope alive. I am Crystal Bodie Smith, and I am signing off. You have a blessed one. Thank you for sharing.